Clark.
Why we need what?
This is why we need Clark.
Oh, oh yes. Let's get back to that real quick. So what happened while you were gone is there was lots of salvaging of the tower, and then more salvaging of the
Uh-huh.
tower, and this tower was
Uh-huh.
salvaged some more, and
Uh-huh.
then wait, hang on, and then more salvaging, and then um, Tom calls down to the planet and says, uh, somebody's coming at us, and eventually relays that there is a ship that has hailed and he hasn't responded yet.
Uh-huh.
Um, it gets patched through while you guys are rushing. You haven't finished with the tower yet, by the way. While you guys are rushing back to the shuttle, and Clark's already at the shuttle, has the engines going. Obviously, he's hovering there, and guns it back up to the ship. As you find out that it is the Derringer, a Galactic Mandate ship, and they have asked to board your vessel and inspect because you guys were at Union or Henry Station um, as an unregistered ship.
Hmm.
And that's where you're at.
So we're all on the shuttle?
Yep,
Okay. So I guess we got it.
you got it. Um, when Emma gets back, Colleen will have an opportunity to use the shuttle's scanners if she wants to try and assess the ship, or simply wait until you get back to the Santa Clarita with better sensors.
Yeah, we're gonna do it with the better sensors, and we have other shit to do the second we get there.
Like what?
I don't know. Wild dash to the engineering bay? Wild dash to the hidden vault? Things like that.
It does kind of bring up the question of have we been locking that thing up, or is there
No,
a
we
weird,
haven't.
mysterious object just sitting on a counter somewhere?
It's
It's
sitting
not
on a counter in a
it's not
workshop.
just sitting on a counter. It's strapped down to a counter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and the android is down.
Yes, and the android is down. He received so much overload of new information. Presumably, well, you guys don't really know this much about him, but he received an overload of information. The captain knows kind of where he's got it from, and is glitched while he sorts through it. Hmm. Emma is still gone.
Well, she's about to be back.
Okay, cool.
Right. So in theory, she is back.
All right. Uh, she can hear me now.
I said that's been yes. I
Oh,
said that's been taken care of.
I heard a blip of noise, but I don't think it caught everything that you said.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but nothing of what you
Sorry.
said.
Okay, great. Um, so we're on the shuttle. Oh, that's the other thing, Jeff, is you guys now have the Exodos as a visible carrot sheet.
Oh, is that the shuttle?
Yes.
The Exodus?
The Exodus.
Huh. Oh, I see it. Yes.
It is a Faraday egg. So you guys are on the Exodus, making haste back to your ship. The captain of the Derringer said that he will be in contact once you arrive and expects to come over to your vessel and inspect.
Are they allowed to do that?
Are they allowed to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Probably think they are.
Well, you could certainly roll administer.
Who's got to administer?
Um,
I think I might have a wee bit of a minister.
I believe you have a wee bit of a minister, yeah.
I don't
Shall
think
I
I
roll it
do.
then?
Yes.
I got a -1.
I'm sorry, what was that, Jeff?
I said, should I roll it then?
Oh,
I thought you
yes.
said, mm-hmm.
Yes,
I
go
said
ahead.
I believe
yes.
that's Emma. Okay.
Fortunately, it's not a difficult check as long as you have administer. Yes and no. Galactic Mandate is the semi to officially recognized galactic police force. They're kind of like the Navy of a nation which rules all of the seas, except they're autonomous. So when they travel up to a ship and say, "Halt, we're boarding you," they have as much authority as you're willing to give them, and as much as you're willing to risk refusing. For example, they
Cap
are
saying, okay, you have to wait until I get there.
well. I was gonna say, if you guys just say "fuck you" and blast off, um, if you go somewhere else, they may just say, "Okay, cool." But there's also the risk that Galactic Mandate is sector wide. They're throughout this entire sector, as far as anyone knows, and it may take some while, but a report will get filed and will get communicated across. So that's why I say they have as much authority as they're given. It would be like if police didn't actually carry firearms and had no actual way of stopping you if you said, "Alright, I'm gonna get back in my car and just start driving now." Except these guys do have guns, but you get the point. Actually, it's kind of exactly like if you just said to a police officer, "Okay, I'm gonna get in my car and start driving now," because they
Well,
they can shoot at you and they'll report that you've done this.
right, but they
well, but they
do
must
they?
have actual rules that say what they can and what they can't do.
Yeah, but
Uh,
with police officers, they're not a third party
that's true. That's
between
true.
you and the government.
So if police officers were independently owned, privatized,
So they're Sam and Max freelance police.
I'm not familiar with the reference,
It's just
and
that.
it's
But yeah, that the description is that freelance police.
yeah, self-asserted freelance police,
Mm-hmm.
and more or less recognized.
Because nobody else wants to be the cops, so somebody volunteers. They're like, "You fine, whatever. You really want to be cops? Okay."
Yeah, kind of. They're appreciated when they're on your side, and you kind of grudgingly let them do their thing when they're not, because you want them on your side, at least as far as a political level goes. Although that's not always the case.
Probably helps the budget of local systems, being like, "Well, we don't really need, what if they'll manage it for us?"
Yeah, you have to do less private or independent policing. So as far as their rules, can they do this? Um, Clark,
Yes.
this does feel familiar.
Um. Right, Captain.
Mm-hmm.
All up to you.
We need to get that device put away, like, immediately. I want Colleen and Dude to go through decontamination first and get that thing locked back up.
I wonder if they're going to take exception to the amount of guns we're toting around, too.
I don't think they can say anything about that.
I hope not.
It's for our own protection.
I would rather be worried about the fact if they check identities, what database are they going to check it against?
Oh, that's another thing. That crime report, that's all from Galactic Mandate.
Yeah. If we invite them on our ship, we're
But
probably
weren't
just
we
gonna have a
dead?
firefight on our ship.
No, you're dead according to the Union database. That's not the Galactic Mandate database.
All right, well, we'll defend ourselves if need be, or we'll just run like hell. Or both.
Alright. The shuttle reaches the ship, clamps in, and opens up.
Start decontaminating.
You said Colleen and Cap go first? Or Colleen and Dude go first?
Colleen and Dude. They've got
Actually-
to get that
Oh, okay.
device put away.
Okay.
And they're the
Alright.
two that I trust to handle it.
And the necessary question, separately or together?
In this case, together.
Yeah.
This is not the time for this.
Okay.
No. Now is not the time to be squeamish.
Okay.
Dude can avert his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Colleen and Dude get through decontamination. And I'm assuming everybody starts filtering in through after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to get to the cockpit. Are we running?
Yes, there's
Not-
like a Doppler
not
effect going through the ship. Like shit, 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 shit.
Okay. Colleen
Well-
and Dude. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was just gonna tell Colleen, or not Colleen, Cap. If we're actually gonna let them, check us out, I have to come up with a pretty damn good story and get on the same page.
We stick to the story that we've been going with. We were attacked, our ship was ransacked, we came here for supplies. We came to
Yeah.
help the people of Ranlalati if we could, and trade with them for things that we need for our ship.
Right, but they're gonna ask us questions about Stet.
We don't know that.
I believe Colleen
Um,
not Colleen, Nick and Jeff are both, the characters are both referring to the news report.
Maybe I misheard. Didn't you? When you were held, they said that we were at Stet, right?
No, they
No.
were saying at Henry Station.
Oh, Henry Station. Shoot. Okay, that's my
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're sticking with
Never
the
mind.
story that we told Henry Station that we got pillaged, and that's why we need the box and everything.
Yep.
What Colleen is referring to is what would happen if they run like a comprehensive scan, like we did on Henry Station, where it might actually flag the right names. Because all of that, the crime report came from the Galactic Mandate database, while, for example, Cap was only showed as dead in the Union database. So Colleen is far more worried what happens if they find out our actual identities versus the story we're telling them.
I don't think we have a choice here. If it comes down to it, we run like hell. We got some of what we need. We can work with it, and
Alright, Colleen and Dude racing through the ship to, not engineering bay, to the workshop.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yep, Colleen cuts it loose. Dude gets the card, and we wheel that sucker into the hidden storage compartment again.
Okay.
Was it hidden or just locked and we didn't know the key?
yes, a bit of both.
It was a
Yes,
bit of
of
both,
course.
yes.
It does not exactly show on the blueprints.
Doesn't show in the blueprints. It's not obvious what that there's really something there. And when you do see, oh, hey, there is a door there, it's like, there's a door there.
Okay. I couldn't remember. It had been so long since we'd found it.
A keen observer will note that the keypad on that door is different from others, but that's really the only giveaway it is. Okay.
Okay. Do we need run rolls of any sort?
No, not really.
It's lighter than it was before, so it's actually easier to carry now.
It's still creepy.
Majorly creepy.
You plugged it in. It lost a lot of weight. That's normal, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It is for this type of thing.
Alright, the rest of you make it through decontamination. Don't know if I'd set a limit on how many people can go through at once before, but 2 at a time actually seems reasonable. It is... Your ship isn't exactly designed for large research expeditions on contaminated planets. The decontamination is more of an afterthought of, oh, we should have this. So, 2 at a time sounds fair to me. That puts Cap and Clark. Actually, that's all you have aside from Nemo, who's glitched out. So yeah,
Who we can put through by himself,
yeah,
along with the stuff.
yeah, that works. Um, so Cap and Clark get through. Are you actually going to do anything with Nemo and the other stuff right now?
Make sure they're sealed away.
Sealed away, as in, are you actually going to take them through decontamination right now?
How long will it take?
For this less intensive decontamination, you were looking at 5 to 7 minutes. It wasn't a long time, but that ship out there has already been waiting quite a while.
No. We can get them through after we've dealt with this.
Okay.
I mean, with you know, Nemo being out of commission and Mel not being here, we're not going to be.
Nemo agrees that it is a sound plan and that he will take the stuff through decontamination himself once he sorts himself out.
That works.
Okay. Dude and Colleen, you are wheeling the device over to your semi-hidden, highly secured storage. Cap and Clark, you've just finished decontamination. And
Get dressed and head for the bridge.
oh, actually, you know what? The question about Colleen earlier was a non-starter to begin with. This wasn't a deep decontamination you guys needed to do. It was fun enough just decontaminating the suits, and then moving along, leaving the suits in there for placing the suits aside, and then moving along. You didn't have to do the full strip decontamination, scour the skin.
Well, that too works. Also, message for you, Mike.
Got it. Believe those are single use anyways.
Yes, but basically, as long as they stay in place,
Okay.
it does what it's supposed to do. That's
Okay.
the whole thing with lanterns.
Okay.
So anyone at this point could have done it. No more. So yeah, single use until deactivated, then no deactivated.
Okay. Cap and Clark, what are you guys doing in the sparse time as you race throughout the ship?
I'm running to the bridge,
Okay.
so I can be ready to maneuver and run if I need to.
Okay. Cap.
She will see if Colleen and Dude have secured our cargo.
We've still got our person-to-person comm units, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if it's secured, then she will hail the other ship.
From the bridge, or is she just anywhere?
From the bridge.
Okay.
Oh, we've got what's her name too that came through.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about her. Wow, NPCs. Why do they exist?
I want her also.
Okay. She'll be
Because we said we had taken in some survivors.
Mm-hmm. She'll be through in a few more minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. She could have brought Nemo through with her, or we can. Now we'll leave him to deal with the stuff.
Yeah, that seems the easiest to take care of him and
Yeah.
stuff.
Get the open and the kit for testimonials.
Okay. So, yep, you guys are at the bridge. You've got a few minutes left before Chishin is through decontamination. And that
excuse me.
ship is still out there.
All right. Well, Cap will hail them.
Hail is answered. It is the same very clean, very pristine, military-looking man. Santa Clarita, I assume you have your affairs in order?
Yes, our apologies. The facility we were visiting had some sort of unknown airborne illness, and we needed to decontaminate before we.
Well, suppose such steps are understandable. Are you ready to be boarded?
I will meet you at the. Oh wait, hold on 1 second. Out of character. Our the place where we can be docked to something is occupied right now, right?
You guys actually have a few different areas. You've got an actual shuttle bay, um, which is where you've got the shuttle currently
Being
occupying.
decontaminated.
Hang on, let me just pull up the ship here. Oh, right, I haven't actually created the ship because I did all this way before the ship stuff got added to the character sheet. Alright, I will pull up my Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so you've got a cargo lighter, which is supposed to be a smaller shuttle, seats anywhere from 2 to 6, and isn't really a shuttle. It doesn't have a drive. It's slow. It takes 20 minutes to get to the surface and 20 minutes to get back. Um, but it carries a cargo container that can hold up to 200 tons. That's its main benefit. That's what is supposed to be in the bay that you've clamped your Rain the Lottie shuttle to. You also have a actual ship bay for a fighter. At least by design it looks like it was for a fighter. It's for a fighter hull at the very least, which could be a shuttle or a fighter ship. In addition to those, you've got your cargo area, and you've got airlocks which somebody could connect to and board just like any other ship-to-ship transit.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be, hey, dock in our shuttle bay where we have a contaminated vessel that's being decontaminated.
Right, and I figured that's where you were going with that. That's why I wanted to go through the
I would
details
assume the
of.
vacuum of space took care of the outside of that, though.
Your quarantine procedures will not let you assume so.
Okay. Hold on one second.
Remember, there
Or
are.
I'll be right back.
Mhm. Remember, viewers, there are tardigrades. Thus, there can be tardigrade diseases or bacteria that, and actually they've found microbes also that are uh, capable of surviving in space.
And potentially surviving atmospheric re-entry on a rock.
Yup.
Because it's not just surviving space, it's surviving the landing.
Yeah.
That is a not popular, but not like totally fringe theory on the origins of life on Earth is
Yeah, I've seen that.
xenoseeding.
I mean, yeah, it's possible that that happened. The only thing is, it still leaves the question of where it did begin.
Oh yeah. If it didn't begin here, where the hell did it start?
Yeah.
The crazier one is the one that says that octopus specifically are a much later addition. That they are specifically of alien origin. Millions of years ago, but
I'm imagining a Cthulhu-esque scenario where this great, giant, elder god monstrosity is like, I'm going to rule over this planet, and just made a size miscalculation.
Yes, very Hitchhiker's Guide.
arrived and was like, oh well, shit, I'm stuck here. Better start breeding.
Why is everything so much bigger than me?
But yeah, that's their explanation for why octopus are so much weirder than a lot of other Earth fauna, and they're a lot smarter than most other things in their environment, and all kinds of other weirdness.
Hmm.
It's an entertaining little, like, crazy scientist stuff.
Of course, we could have those people dock in the contaminated bay and go, "Oh no, you've been infected. We really can't let you go on board."
Oh
So sad, but
no!
I
Yes, you
think
better
you need,
go.
yeah, yeah,
Let's
medical
let's
attention.
let's all just emphatically tell them yes. We've avoided the infection. Our decontamination is really great, and just all just kind of cough every once in a while, and run off the bathroom too much.
You're you can't actually have them go into that cargo bay. They would start wrecking things because you currently have a shuttle in there.
Okay, I am back.
And welcome back again. And what was the last thing you said?
Um, have to ask that, did you? God. Uh, Cap says yes, and what?
Good cop out.
And directs them to the airlock, an airlock that they can connect with, and
Okay.
she'll go meet them there.
Okay.
She will be armed.
Okay. Anybody going with her?
Dude,
Okay.
preferably.
Have
Tom is
we?
Tom is
And
wrangling your NPCs, so he's busy.
yes, I'm going to have him wrangle them to the crew antenna area,
Okay.
in case they need to be talked with, and she'll tell Tom to, like, if they're asked were they rescued, the answer is yes.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, it's the truth. We and the old man and the kid, they also were rescued from being murdered by their leader.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The captain says that he is sending a shuttle over to the designated airlock. Derringer out. Gonna take a
We're
little
looking
time
for
for the
it.
shuttle to get to your airlock and do the
Dock
proper
and what?
docking procedures.
Cap will say to Clark, "If I tell you to punch it, you get the hell out of here. I don't care if you're still attached."
You got it.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Your ship will probably survive.
Our ship would. I don't think theirs would.
On the distances.
Anybody else doing anything while waiting for the shuttle to arrive?
Yes.
Okay.
And heck,
Currently.
if it does manage to stay on, we've got a shuttle.
Well, Courtney's gonna tell Dude to actually bring one of the basically explosive drones into an airlock in case we do need that thing to go out.
Okay.
And then she's gonna race to the bridge to bring up the scanners to see what we're actually dealing with.
Okay.
That might also be a good idea in case we do decide to punch it and it turns out that's a really bad idea.
Mhm.
Does dude take one of the drones to an airlock?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Colleen gets to the bridge. You've got a little bit of time left before the shuttle gets there.
Scanners? Yeah, she's gonna scan the frickin'. Well, she can. She scans the shuttle too, just to get an idea of how many people are in there and how heavily they might be armed. But the general idea is to scan the mothership to get an idea, class, type, basically weapons.
Okay. Let's see. Sensors and scans, how useful. I'm gonna have to go searching through the PDF. It's just right here. Although I should reference the page number. But hey, whatever.
I guess if you must.
I mean, it's just kind of in case I want to see anything that was around it. Let's pull this up for potential viewers as well. Sensors and scans. Boink. Colin gets to her comm station. The ship is definitely within combat range. So you can gain basic information and data easily enough.
Well, what's the hull type?
The whole type is cruiser.
That's not good. Alright. So this says
Don't have any
obvious
weapons
weaponry.
anyway.
It does have obvious weaponry. It has the 4 torpedo launchers that you could identify.
Alright. Can call them like that after the 4 horsemen. Alright. And I would imagine the AD code checks out with what they told us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is definitely a galactic mandate chip.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, can I make anything more out about their weapon systems? Kind of what the exact capabilities are. So that would be the interrogation.
Mm-hmm. You can go ahead and roll.
And to see if they have yeah, let's ask that first, but the second one of that will be, do they have fighters?
So do they have space for a fighter?
Yes, I mean obviously they have enough space for a shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
But are they carrying, like, just like we have a fighter bay, unoccupied as it is, but do they have basically fighters? Or anything of the sort, like assault shuttles?
Okay. Roll it. It's int program.
I'll take it. Definitely beats an 8.
um, you don't actually see a shuttle bay or a ship bay. The only size a cruiser can have is 4 fighters. Um, but I'll say that you see they've got something similar to what you've got. They have a cargo lighter.
Is that what they're sending over in that case, or what the hell are they sending over?
That does seem to be what they're sending over. I mean, it's as much of a shuttle as a semi truck is a passenger car. Like your shuttle is a bus or a large van, and a semi truck is the same size class as shuttles go, and can hold a lot more people, but they're not exactly in the shuttle main. But just using the semi truck itself, Yeah, sure. You could transport a few people over.
Alright, fair enough, fair enough. All right, and then yeah, then the next one is specifically anything that was not so obvious about the weapon systems to basically get an exact thing of what they have,
Okay. Go ahead and roll
apart
it.
from those nasty, nasty torpedo launchers.
Seems like a weird feeling seeing that. It'd be like watching the cops come over on a bus. It's like,
Short bus.
wait, what?
Yeah, there is one peculiarity about their weapons. They seem to have access to much more ammo than torpedo launchers normally do.
And that's their whole armament, or do they have some energy weapons, gun type weapons, beam weapons?
You only see torpedo launchers.
All right.
With
So
eight
no.
eight shots each.
Okay. All right. So there's at least I'm not finding anything that's hidden or currently just deactivated.
No.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Well, she keeps scanning to see if there's anything kind of unusual about that configuration. Basically, do they have anything else that's advanced, like the scanner systems, drive systems, things like that? Maybe even seeing if there's anything that might not be completely up to snuff right now.
Okay, I'm not sure quite what you're trying to ask there. What do you mean by anything that's not quite up to snuff?
If she basically detects, say, there's something wrong with the drive, or
Okay.
like this might be a weak point on their thing,
Okay.
kind of thing where it says they simply question whether anything looks out about the ship readings. That's kind of she's scanning for vulnerabilities to see, or even to find out do they have an awesome sensor array, or this is where the government might have saved on money.
Okay, well, the awesome sensor array would need to be the are particular fittings mounted question. Um, but I can answer if you want to roll it if anything looks odd about the ship's
Sure.
readings.
At this point, I can roll for days. If I can get more 13s.
Nice double threes there.
Well, you
Yeah,
barely
should still be good though.
you barely made that.
Yep.
And at this point, I'm going to take us back over to Cap. The shuttle is here. Where's my pencil? Where the heck did my pencil go? Ah, there it is. I hit it.
Dude, where's my pencil?
The shuttle is docked, and um, you see 6 men, all armored and armed, enter your airlock. They are wearing nice armor.
So's Cap.
Theirs might be nicer.
That's okay. Cap's still wearing nice. Wearing armor. She'll nod. Is one of you the captain?
Hang on real quick. Why is this not in alphabetical order? Okay. Um, they're once you finally let them into the ship proper, they de-shade their visors. They don't take their helmets off or remove the visors, just de-shade it so that you can see through to their faces. And you can see that none of them are the same man that identified himself on screen.
Cat is being because he wants to go outside.
I could barely hear you, Emma.
I said the cat is being a little bit of a pest.
Oh,
As cats often are.
I'll make sure one of them is a cat.
No cat people. Cat will blow up the planet.
Oh, is that all I had to do to get you guys to go down to Madeira? There's totally cat people down there.
Then she'll find a way to bombard them from orbit.
um,
Cat
the
people for me are like hobbits. I hate them.
the the contingent, the one in lead, introduces himself as Sergeant Carey, and instructs you to take him to the bridge.
Right, she'll lead them that way.
Okay. You can see two of them are constantly working sensor readings from their data slabs as they're following along. The other three are definitely very alert. These aren't just, hey, how you doing, military type folks. These are more like the SWAT or Navy SEALs of military.
Okay, they still.
What's that?
Said that's okay. They still bleed.
They certainly do. It's a bit of a hike from airlock to bridge, so let's go ahead and
Can
answer
you
that.
kill that before the cat eats it, please?
So let's go ahead and answer Colleen's question.
He needs to kill something before the cat eats it.
Oh, spider?
Yes. Because, yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
He'll be back in just a moment.
Did he take his headset with him?
No.
Okay.
So he'll be back in a moment. And I'm going to feed the cat. Just so he's less of a pest, hopefully.
Okay, go
So
for it.
I'll be right. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I'm
Mhm.
really sorry for the interruptions this
Don't-
time around, guys.
No worry. Go for it. Next bit is all Nick anyways, unless Colleen relays the information.
Colleen voluntarily share information?
Hmm.
That feels unlikely.
She does it fairly often. Hmm.
Oh, or we're not doing anything now. Is there a place I could hide my shotgun, my combat shotgun under my chair, the pilot seat, or something?
Lol. Go ahead and make an int sneak roll.
A what? Roll?
Int sneak.
Okay. Good
Jesus.
rolls. Good die. Good die. Bag on my back.
Really good dice roll, not great bonuses.
Well, I got a +1 from it. I got a -1 from the sneak skill, so it cancels out. It's basically just a straight die roll.
Yeah, you managed to get a shotgun into a place that looks well secured and hidden.
Good. Grand.
It's not only not going to fly around when you guys start throwing G's, it's also decently hidden. Because the last thing you want floating around the cockpit is a loaded shotgun.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, yeah.
there could be worse things, but that's still pretty bad.
Mhm.
Alright,
This makes it exciting.
was that Nick that said you're back?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm also back.
Oh, very good. The anything odd about the ship's readings is that they have a higher spike drive than you're accustomed to seeing. Um, at least since you've regained your memory.
How does it compare to ours?
It is well, it has more capability than yours. You guys can go 2 hexes because your pilot is extremely good. These guys can go farther than that just in the drive alone.
Mhm.
All right. Okay.
And for player knowledge, anything drive rating 3 or lower is generally producible with really good shipyard and really good tech. Anything of drive rating 4 or higher is typically pre-tech. This one does not look pre-tech.
She was already planning to salvage them.
What's that?
Said here was already planning to salvage them.
No, it's not quite that good. This is a post-tech ship.
So with that, we could also expect the regular crew complement, seeing how they're probably not as automated as we are, seeing that it is a cruiser hull.
Yeah, it probably has the a standard crew complement. Yeah.
Well, that would be ironic if the people on that shuttle are all there is when they were just messing with us.
All right. Did you want to ask any other questions? You've got police quickly approaching the bridge.
No, but what Colleen would like to do is bring the ECM on board the ship to maximum power.
That is going to be something that another ship's sensors will be able to detect.
Can I prevent them from detecting that? I mean, that stuff is always on. I mean, in order to do my scans, I had to lower it.
Right. The stuff is
To
typically
basically,
always on. There's not really much way of on the spot damping that kind of thing, or
well,
masking it.
not, I mean, not necessarily on the spot, but if I can, at least, I mean, I know how it works to maybe gradually bring it up, as to raise less suspicion.
I mean, you can certainly try it. It
Well, I
is,
would,
but what Colleen knows of, when she looks at sensors, if they have anybody that's even reasonably competent, even gradually they'll start noticing it, and somebody who's slightly more than reasonably competent will notify the captain of the reading.
all right.
So
I
you'd be
mean,
gambling
in
on their
that case,
competence.
can I conceive of something to make sure to actually basically counter their scans before I even do anything with the internal things? Where I
Again,
basically would be willing to put my competence against their competence.
anything that you do is something that they'll detect. If you do something to counter them being able to scan, and that creates a hole in their scans, which is it's hiding something, by making it black against a gray background.
In that case, can I basically feed them a false image? Basically, don't create a hole in there, but basically they could all, everything's fine, everything's normal, nothing's happening.
No, they have too many sensors for that. That's something that you would have to do by actually hacking the ship.
Well,
Again,
they
it's
are
the same reason that that kind of ploy wouldn't really work
cruiser.
against you guys.
Okay, okay. In that case, it's just gonna keep an eye on them to see if they do anything.
Okay.
They take the same approach. If they fire up anything, bring up their systems online, things like that.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Cap arrives at the bridge. What has Dude been doing this time? Oh, Dude's with Cap. Never mind.
Yeah, dude
Mhm.
came
Right.
up to the bridge to be with the moral support.
Dude and Cap, they don't talk much as they're traveling with you.
I've
And
tried, man, I really can't try to see what they are scanning for.
no, not really. You'd need somebody that's trying to hack into their comm, and yeah.
Could be detected, and yada yada.
Well, yeah. Any hacking effort comes with a risk of detection.
But here's the question: could the comm lines, the ones that are on our ship, could their comm lines be hacked? Seeing how they're in our sphere of influence,
You can try that.
because that might be possible. Because they have to send it out to their ship somehow, so it does go through our thing instead of hacking it on their end.
It
I think
doesn't
the
go
kid's going
through your
crazy.
thing. They can still transmit, well, through your ship, but not using any electronics within your ship.
Oh no, I didn't mean the electronics.
Okay.
I meant basically that there
Radio
are,
waves.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
that basically, yes, it is their system, but it would be a hack on the end that's on our ship instead of kind of going to their ship and hacking everything on that end.
Right. Yes, you can certainly try that.
Intercepting their transmissions.
Hmm.
Yeah, that actually sounds good enough.
Okay. That does fall under the unplanned hack, and takes 10 minutes to execute.
Well, give me a second to bring it to the relevant page. Unless there wasn't there the version with the additional penalty.
The 10 minutes to execute is with the penalty.
Uh,
Think that's page 94. Oh no, it's not. I'm thinking of something else. I'm way off. 55. Actually, 54 is where the extra hour comes in.
there we go.
Assuming a hacker is able to make a connection, they can make a program skill check to hack the system. If they spent at least an hour planning the specific hack, the check requires only a main action to execute the prepared code. If they're performing the hack off the cuff, it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, but if they rushed and don't have time to
Oh, I
either
see.
prepare the
Okay.
hack or spend 10 minutes dealing with the
At an
security
additional
systems,
penalty.
they
Okay.
can main action at an additional difficulties penalty. On the other hand, I think after 10 minutes,
Okay.
I make it harder than I have to. But yeah, that's why I thought that was the even faster version.
I did not
It just
realize
gets
that there were
annoying.
3 tiers of that. Okay.
So yeah, so we have 10 minutes. It's a big ship, and I'm sure the captain can give him the scenic route.
I would assume it takes like a few minutes to get up to the bridge and stuff anyway.
To get up the what?
Get up to the bridge.
Yeah, it does. So Colleen is about midway through, and when she hears the door open, um, you hear Sergeant Carey issue various orders, all of a technical nature. Check the ship registry, check the transit logs, um, basically trying to reconstruct your ship's history and identity.
Well, since we
Well,
just got the
let
black
'em.
box,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Colin keeps tapping away. Um,
they're gonna want to know what she's doing.
One of them gestures over to her, and Sergeant Carey comes over to Cap. What is she doing?
Papa, look at Colleen.
Sergeant Carey walks over and looks at the console she's at. What is Colleen doing? As in, how is she reacting?
You know that boss button you can have on a laptop? For all intents and
This one
purposes,
actually
it's
brings
just
up
taking.
Galaga.
No, it doesn't, but it's basically just system scans. So basically, shows, hey, scanning around, monitoring communications.
Our stuff.
Yeah, it's perfectly legitimate to monitor the system. So just basic routine, the scans.
The one that has been being called Sergeant Carey says, "You're in space with the Derringer right now. Please move. Please step away from your console."
I don't think you have the right to ask my crew to do that.
I am acting under Galactic Mandate Authority, under direct orders of Captain Paris of the Derringer. If you'd like to check with Captain Paris, by all means. All of them kind of just stop what they're doing as this silence ensues.
So you're preventing my crew from doing it.
Whatever it is
Which is
she's
to
doing,
monitor our systems.
she doesn't need to monitor communications right now.
Even if I wanted to call your captain, this is the console you do that from.
Step away
She
from the
just runs
console.
awkward. Captain?
Stand near it, but take your hands off it, kid.
All right.
Okay. Captain Carey motions one of the other six over, and dude just stands there watching Colleen. You're so close to finishing your hack.
Too bad you can't turn invisible.
Well, she'd have to turn the console invisible, and the clickety clacking silence, all the other things that go with that. After a few more minutes, those few minutes that Colleen needed. Um, the technicians start bringing in reports and information to Sergeant Carey, um, telling him that the black box was recently installed, gives him a date, correlates that to your trip, your visit to Henry Station. Um, and of course, it being a new black box, there is no other navigational data past then, but you've only been here. And your shuttle has come and gone several times as stated. There's a bit of other information that you guys already knew about the ship. Um, Fuel reserves, um, systems, including the oddity of your weapon systems. And so Captain Carey, or Sergeant Carey, uh, looks back over at Cap. What are those weapons?
Non-functional.
He looks over at the technician, and the technician nods his head. That isn't an answer. Looking back at Cap.
That's the only one that I have for you because I don't know either.
Is this not your ship?
Oh, it's my ship.
How did
But
you come by the
weapons
ship?
haven't been functional for a while. At least not not as long as I've been on the ship.
How did you come by the ship?
It's my ship. I bought it.
Kind of looks up into his helmet and looks back at Cap. So you bought a ship with weapons that you don't know what they are, and they don't work.
They're non-functional.
It was real cheap.
Yeah, we didn't need a ship with weapons.
What is your business purpose with a ship of this size?
Money.
Like I said, man, it was real cheap. This is, what do they call it? A fixer-upper.
He glances over at Colleen and at Dude, and then back to Cap.
Well, let's see. We've carried some cargo. Got good empty cargo bays for that. As you can see from your scans, probably, I've got a skeleton crew.
Anybody
I've
else
got
on board
just
that we should know about?
like I told your captain, I've got some survivors from Rain Lalati. Folks we rescued from the surface, folks who wanted to leave. You're welcome to meet them. I have them in, I've asked them to stay in our crew cantina. In case you wanted to talk to them. Old man and a kid we rescued from one of the towers where their folks would have killed him if we had left them. Other pair we rescued from a tower that was pretty much frozen. They were the only folks left.
He nods.
I invited them to join my crew. Or if they want to stay at Henry Station when we get back there, they're welcome to stay there too.
Your crew on a ship with weapons you don't understand and don't work, and on a ship which is, according to its black box, only been back and forth between, or only been from Henry Station to here, with no history prior to that.
It's the other planet we were.
You guys were at Andois. Here, let me move you to the map.
probably don't want to mention Stead.
Nope, not gonna mention Stit.
So, you're at Azzy, and you've been to Andoy's, and you came from Stat,
Allegedly.
allegedly. Well, you guys know you did.
At least that much.
See, here's the thing. We were attacked, and they pretty much stripped our ship of everything useful, including the black box. That's why we had to get a new one, why we didn't have one. That's why we purchased one at Henry Station. Before that, we were in stasis when the ship was stripped.
See,
They left us alive. I don't know why. But we woke up when we were drifting in space and our ship was stripped.
there's reports of, I don't know if you've heard of it, a terrorist ship, the Raza, in this area of space. Thought to be.
We're not gonna be much of a terrorist ship if we don't have weapons now, are we?
Could have been damaged in this battle you were talking about. We're gonna need
So
to take.
basically, you're looking for the Raza.
We're gonna need to take ID, genetic ID from each of you.
I don't understand why you need to do that.
I need to know who's on this ship, ma'am. You left Henry Station without registering a crew aside from looks over. No crew listed at all.
The character, did we not?
I was gonna say, Cap and Colleen are both registered
Yep.
on Henry Station.
Yep.
Is that a GM forget?
Yes,
Yes.
because if you remember, we had to do that to get the authorization to.
I mean, I thought
Yep.
about that, and I thought, maybe the guy just fucked up, but I'll go with it. And it was
Yeah.
registered as Colleen and Cap, right?
Yep.
Nobody else?
Nope, nobody
Nobody
else.
else.
Okay, so let me retcon that to, it says, registered with a crew of 2, which I know can't operate the ship alone. I need to have a crew registry for Galactic Mandate records.
So you need
Again, out of
the-
character. They didn't say anything like that about that at Henry Station, did they?
Nope.
They just said, "Yeah, here,
Yeah,
you're cool."
Henry Station was all Union.
Right.
One of the technicians
The-
comes over to Clark while Sergeant Carey is still talking to Cap. Starts looking around Clark's console.
Can I help you with anything?
No, I got this. Hey,
Is he-
just-
Is he touching stuff?
he is totally invading Clark's space. And Clark's a big man. So, yeah, he is leaning over and touching Clark's console.
Question: Can
Let's
the
see.
console be locked down?
um, that is actually a good question.
Because I mean, we know Cap can do it, but Colleen has higher access than Clark.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to say no, unless Cap specifically wanted to give Colleen nearly captain level access.
Well, she has. She gave her the administrator access.
Yes, that's not still not quite captain level access, at least on a ship. Um, Locking down one of the bridge consoles is something that would severely or could severely cripple a ship in any kind of actual engagement. It's something that, as far as security features go, uh, really, I don't think the captain is even able to do that.
You said specifically the captain can.
Hmm.
It's the same thing when we were discussing that the access she was giving Colleen was
Mhm.
basically Cap can countermand it at any point.
Yes, Cap can
'Cause she's the
countermand, but for instance, if somebody at a console, in mechanical terms, game mechanic terms, if somebody's at a console in a ship combat, and say Clark's at the bridge and he decides that, fuck this, I'm using these command points to get the hell away, Cap can't go and say, no, you're not, and shut him down. And that's a 15-minute combat round, so it's not like it would be, even an extended action.
Okay.
I don't think that this system was designed for allowing any of the bridge things to be locked down.
But they wouldn't have the kind of access that my crew does.
No, they don't, but Clark does have the console open right now.
What's the dude looking at?
He's actually just looking at pretty innocent things, anyways.
Okay.
He's double checking what the flight computer thinks has occurred, checking that against the readings they got from the black box.
Okay.
Engine energy levels, that kind of stuff. It's entirely possible he may find the blip in metaspace you guys created.
Uh,
But he didn't know that
But-
we created it.
Right.
Yeah, because didn't you say that those are occasionally actually occurring?
Not sudden blips like that, not sudden vacuums, but loss, like a pocket where there is no metaspace, yes. But not a pocket of
This could
metaspace
be one of
going
those.
away.
I got you.
Nick, let me think more on the locking out a console.
Okay.
I'll consider it later. If it's something that you want to do right now, Colleen's a little bit under control with that officer just watching her.
Yeah, if that's not mechanically possible, it certainly removes a lot of classic Star Trek: The Next Generation plots of, "I've been locked out of my console, Captain."
Well, I have allowed for it to be done through hacking, and also specifically through the ship link Android,
Gotcha.
Which we don't have.
which you don't have. Yeah,
I was gonna say, even in ship combat, I have the ability to kind of crash systems.
Oh yeah.
So it's more like a variation of that, if necessary.
Less a lock, more a sledgehammer.
And I'd probably allow that, but it still would require you to tappity tap and type.
It's a technical term for it.
Yes. Just ask Colleen. Does Colleen want to try and do that?
Let's see.
I'm afraid if she moves close to that console.
Yeah. It is a little like the cop standing right next to your window and then you making a sudden movement towards your glove box.
It's pretty similar, yeah.
Actually, what she's going to do is she's going to look to Kit and say, maybe I can tell the people in the mess hall that to get ready for whatever it is they want. Because obviously, not allowed to do anything here.
Can I send the kid to the mess hall?
I have got to change the volume on all of these, looks like. But I bet you guys are happy to have different music.
I don't know. This music's kind of creepy.
It is called Existential Dread, so cool.
Lovely.
Is that what we're experiencing here?
And that feeds perfectly into his response of, fine, let's just get her ID'd first.
She
And
was ID'd at Henry Station.
there's no data in the Galactic Mandate database there. He's motioning over to one of the other officers who's pulling a kit out of his belt.
With all the obscure knowledge, would Colleen know anything about the legality of this? She's currently trying to think of a lot of loopholes. Anything from I'm a minor, this is against my will,
You
to any sort
can
of ethical
No, but
concerns.
then they might demand to know who her guardian is.
you can roll no or admin.
No, or what?
No or admin. Administrate.
Yeah, let's go with no.
Okay. Oops. I should probably get on that page instead of just staring at the music. Just turn all these down preemptively. And how is the volume on this one? Still sounds loud to me.
The track?
Yeah.
Seems
I
okay.
mean, whooshy and whatnot, but not overpowering to me.
They can do anything they want.
Colleen thinks harder on this. She does not like that at all.
She gonna re-roll.
Yes, it's one of those things.
Okay.
It's partially panic fueled.
Let's see.
So much better.
I do still wish that GM roll would tell you guys, hey, the GM is rolling dice,
Just
without me having to like write it in specially.
just so you can make us nervous.
Yes.
Just roll the dice randomly.
That sort of thing doesn't work on me. I always suspect the DM is plotting against us.
That's their job.
There we go. And I need some more water. Hang on.
I made him nervous.
Yup. Or it's all the energy drink that's drying me out.
I'm going to go with nervous.
Okay.
You
Uh,
wish.
Speaking of nervous, Colleen looks pretty nervous, doesn't she?
I don't know. 17-year-old girl with those scary armored people. Sure.
Okay. As to searching her brain, um, the her her initial panicking hunch was more correct than she wanted to give herself credit for. Um, she can recall. She's trying to recall or can think of loopholes, and every single time she comes back to, but we're in space. This is this is their jurisdiction. Now that comes back around to the what they learned earlier about this being a Union-owned planet. So there might be something in that, but you're still in space. And she vaguely recalls she seems the concept of the police force doing what they want seems familiar to her.
So not even being a minor gives her like an out or anything that if they wanted to keep it above board, I mean, they can do whatever they want. But according even to their rules, is there anything in there where they have to follow certain procedures or can't just do certain things if they want to keep it above board?
Uh, the minor thing might be, but if it is, it's in rules from Union. Well, could also be Galactic mandate. She can't recall anything specific in law that would protect her like she's wanting. It doesn't prevent her from spouting it.
Yeah, not exactly her specialty. Oh, yes, you can try anyway. I don't think you can do that to a minor.
Sergeant Carey looks over at her. And who's your guardian?
Apple raise her hand.
Ma'am, I need your permission to genetically ID her.
And if I say no,
Do you have any reason to refuse genetic ID for this child?
other than she doesn't want it,
It was very traumatic the first time around.
Union records didn't record any incident.
no.
No incident or no genetic ID.
There was no incident.
Okay.
It was just very traumatic for her the first time, and if she doesn't want to do it, I don't want to put her through it again.
The technician that's kind of on standby right now, like, what was traumatic?
Maybe she just doesn't like needles, man. Not really your place to ask what somebody's trauma is.
It is exactly my place to ask.
Oh, you a psychologist? Gotcha.
I'm a doctor.
Sorry. Okay, yeah. I can see the MD pin right on there that says Doctor of Psychology.
I'll
Kappa
lean over
looked
and
at you. And just
I'll
give,
lean
give a
over.
very slight shake of her head.
Jeff.
When the
Colleen?
cap shakes her head, I'll lean back into my sheet and just not say what I was going to say. If she doesn't want us egging the dude on.
I know, they did the scan over at Henry Station. You just ask them for the data, man.
Skip the girl, get everyone else. The technician, or the doctor, nods his head and moves toward Cap.
I'll give a look to Cap.
I'll go first.
Oh dear God, there are... No, it's only one track. Okay, good. I thought there were 2 tracks playing at the same time.
I did that once or twice. I was like, oh, wait, shit. Occasionally I did it deliberately as a DM, but sometimes it was like, oh,
Yeah.
wait.
Nope, it's now Existential Dread and Astral Plane. Ooh.
Existential astral dread plane.
The device he has is a smaller portable version of what you guys, how you guys had your genetic ID scanned back at Henry Station. There are no needles involved.
I was going to ask, is this Star Trek scanner or is this actual, like, stick a needle in your scanner?
Yeah,
I
it's
thought it was like you put your hand in and it's like the mouth of truth, and if you're a criminal, it clamps down on you.
it was back at Henry Station, or at least it seemed like it could be. Yes. Seems a lot less like that here. If it
So
did
if the guy
clamp...
gets fresh with Cap, she can totally deck him.
Oh yeah. Yes. He walks up, tells her to put her palm down on the pad, and if she does so...
They're not giving her much choice.
They don't seem to be. They haven't raised guns at all.
No, but there's implied threat of the fact that their ship could blow us out of the sky. Of course, they're on the ship too, so they'd be blowing their own men out of the sky.
They would be, yes.
Somehow, I think the guys probably know that that's a possibility.
They might also be fine with it.
Yeah, possible.
Is Colleen going to skedaddle, since she seems to have been given a break?
Yup.
Okay. Colleen makes to move past the man who's watching her. He
Can I
blocks...
ready in action?
Not outside combat. He blocks her initially, but on a look to Sergeant Carey, steps aside and lets her go. As for readying in action, you don't really need to. I'm very, very much playing into the if you act first, you've simply acted, and then initiative rolls. So if at any point you tell me Cap draws her gun and shoots somebody, then Cap draws her gun and shoots somebody, and then we all roll initiative.
Okay.
Same goes for NPCs, of course.
Yes.
In fact, I believe you guys actually already experienced that.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, shooting first is an advantage, not a roll. So does Cap, as she sees Colleen's skitter past, does Cap put her hand on the tablet? The pad?
Yep.
Okay. He extends a bracelet-like thing out from one side and around her forearm and attaches it to the other side. It is not something that's going to restrain her or hold her, and even if it did, it would simply hold the pad to her, which she could then use to clobber the
As
hell
a
out of
weapon.
people. Yes.
You read my mind. Built-in flail.
It's like I know Emma.
It is like you know me.
He presses a couple buttons, and It beeps, and he removes the bracelet. Moves over to Dude. Are you 17 also?
He doesn't look like he's.
That's not a very polite question, man.
Put your hand on the pad.
Yeah, sure. All right. Dude coughs, snorts, and kind of sneezes into his hands. Oh, sorry, man. Like allergies. Well, there, and he flaps his hand down onto it, probably
Now-
with an audibly wet slap.
He has a suitably annoyed, disgusted look.
Because he's gonna have to clean that before somebody else uses it.
I'm assuming he's holding this out on his hand, right? Like
It-
palm out towards me. Like,
Well, he's holding it in two hands.
okay. But that puts one of his forearms close to both my hands, right?
Mhm.
Dude, slaps his right hand down on the pad and oh, sorry, man. Looks at his left and kind of
Hang
wipes
on,
his
Matt.
hand on the guy's sleeve.
Point of order, he is wearing high-tech armor. So it's
Ah,
not like
no cloth.
No cloth.
Dude
Yeah.
still wipes his hand off on his sleeve.
Okay.
It's forearm.
I'll be right back.
Okay. He does the same, extends the bracelet around and attaches it, wipes some buttons off, and then taps at them. Well, wipes off the screen where there are some buttons to tap, and then taps at them. And then removes the bracelet, lets it slide back in, and walks over to Clark.
I look at him, and I make kind of like a ragged cough into a fist. I'm not doing what Dude does, where I'm spitting up in it, but just kind of like a.
He looks down at the screen. You might want to clean that off first.
Wait, he's telling me to clean it off?
he's saying that too,
I look
Clark.
at-
Yes.
I look at him and I'm like, "It's your thing, dude.
Place your hand on the pad.
I want to touch that."
One of you gets to clean it off. It's between Dude and Clark. Or you can place your hand on the pad.
They don't give you like a handkerchief in that fancy armor, man?
Just kind of like take it against your leg.
I'm not the one that spat all over it.
I ain't either, man.
Then you have a bone to pick with your buddy over there. He sounds very irritated.
Back.
I mean, listen, Doc, you ain't got like a backup or something?
Not my fault he chose right then to get sick.
I mean, isn't that something you deal with?
No.
Being a
Cap will say, "I'm going to reach into my pocket and pull out a piece of cloth for you to wipe it with." Everybody okay with that?
Jenkins, or not Jenkins, what do I call him? Carey. Sergeant Carey shakes his head, says, Dillard, just wipe the screen off.
Success! We have been annoyed.
God, you guys are gonna get me into so much trouble.
Is that something she says out loud?
No,
Yeah, no, that's
no, but you can see. You who know her, she is giving you that look that I am going to punch.
That's funny because I
you
don't
all.
remember. I can't remember getting that look before.
No, I think Dude and Colleen have been the
What's the sort
recipients
of
of this
email
most of the time.
I don't know. The "I'm gonna punch you" look.
The doctor pulls a cloth out of a pouch on his belt and wipes the screen off.
Now, is that like antiseptic? I,
Well,
mean, I
he'd
don't know
have
what
to.
he's got.
So there is genetic material in your saliva
Oh
and
yeah.
whatnot. So he would have to do something that would, completely clean it.
If the pad itself is what's pulling genetic data, then yeah. Um, but remember the device that you stuck your hand into last time, it's not actually taking anything from you. It's not taking skin, blood. I think I may have commented on blood before, but then uh, moved past that. No, I'm imagining this as more of a uh, scanner, the type that would be able to detect, hey, Cap is walking towards the door, genetic ID unlocked.
Okay.
I'll go back and look at what I called it before on the Henry Station. Like I said, we talked a lot about genetics out of character at that point, so I don't remember where I drew the line, but I'm pretty sure I'm in the fantasy, the science fiction fantasy part of it, where they're able to just scan genetic data from a close body scan.
Listen, you had poor Colleen immobilized for that. Strapped into the barbaric chair.
She
That was
wasn't
deeply
strapped into a
traumatic.
chair. She
Didn't.
put her hand in a hole.
Yes. Have you seen Flash Gordon?
the
What
the
happens when you stick your arm into a hole?
the chair was for her comfort, so that when her hand got mangled, she would at least be sitting. Um, so, yeah, he doesn't answer whether it's antiseptic or not. He just places it back into a pouch, the cloth back into a pouch, and holds out the scanner to Clark.
I'll put my. I'll just. I'll trust you know what you're doing then, and I'll put my hand on it.
He wraps the bracelet style thing around, attaches it, and a few seconds later detaches it and puts the pad into a one of those pouches he's got. Looks like it was designed for this pad. Sergeant Carey looks over at Cap and says, "We'll need to do the same for any other crew you have."
Everybody else will be assembled in the crew cantina.
Let's go, man. Sooner we can get off the ship.
Oh.
Cap will allow herself a little inner. No, she won't. No, never mind. I didn't say anything.
You're hurting my feelings, man. Make me think you don't like us.
Cap will give him a look again. This time, like, with a bit more emphasis.
Sergeant Carey motions to the Cap. Lead the way.
She'll take them.
Okay.
She's going to leave. She's going to motion to Clark to stay here, and she points the finger at Dude and does the "you follow." The angry "you follow."
God damn it, Dude.
Pretty much.
Literally.
Alright. He follows along, and assuming that she is actually taking him to the crew cantina type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's where they are. So,
Okay.
she will ask him along the way. She'll say, since I gave the folks I rescued from Randalotti a choice, if they decide not to stay as part of my crew, do they still have to do this, or are they just passengers then?
Passengers or crew, I still need to know.
She nods.
If you're harboring a dangerous fugitive here, then we need to know
You
about
and
it.
I would both like to know.
Sure. He doesn't initiate any conversation along the way.
Doesn't say anything else.
Okay. Get to the basically the rec room.
So, just out of character, Mike. Assuming that she's basing her knowledge on what they experienced on Henry Station, this would have told them right away.
Um. So there are a couple of pieces of information that I have not relayed. Mostly would be known to somebody with a lot of knowledge of computing, because Colleen is in panic mode and Nick didn't start asking questions. So, uh, Cap may find it may think it does seem odd that no alerts have come up yet at all. At least none that she's been able to see, and none of them have had any visible oh shit reactions.
Like, oh my god, we just found the crew of the Raza. Everyone has drawn their guns.
Right, that would be a good oh shit reaction.
Okay, that's either good or they're waiting.
Let's get back to Colleen here, because that exchange over there probably took some time. Nick,
Yes.
what is Colleen doing?
Well, once she left the bridge, she did go to the rest of them, told them about the genetic scan that's going to happen.
Okay.
And after, she found her favorite vent and tries to hack into the home channel.
She has
Is
many
there-
favorite vents, I'm sure.
Good girl.
No, she has her little central thing where she has another compad, where she has
Oh,
the
yes,
pillars,
yes.
where she has the rations.
Okay.
That central hub somewhere in the bowels of the ship.
Okay. So you're gonna hate me for this, Nick.
Oh, that's not what I hate you for.
Well, this is gonna contribute. Unless Colleen can hack into her comm console, she's going to need to start over.
Well,
And I say that because although she has access to sensory things and all that, I have been making a point of keeping the bridge secure. It is something that she could, if she either does it clandestinely or with Cap's permission, hack some things around, drop some line shunts into position so that she can access her console from anywhere on the ship. But it would actually be hacking to the comm console to get her to interface there.
well, in that case, let me ask you that. What kind of action would it be if she just wants to listen into the comm traffic of our little intruders?
She can already tell that it's encrypted.
I mean,
So,
I know it's encrypted, but
Okay.
would you say that's kind of get general information,
okay,
or
I see what you're asking.
Yeah.
Let me flip back to that page, and once again I remind myself that I really should have hacking as a handout here so that I don't have to keep changing pages, even if I now know what page it's on. So you're not trying to subvert a system. You're not trying to sabotage a system. I would
Nope.
I would call this answering a specific question, or at least the difficulty of answer a specific question.
Okay, I mean, it would even be fine if it's like get general information because she wants to keep listening in. But that's all. It's not transmit. It's not mess with it. It's just listen in.
Uh, that seems fairer to me. A 10 for if she wants to continue listening.
All right.
And I know that this is hacking, so she doesn't actually have to worry about the difficulty much.
Well, not if she plans to do it the hard way.
That's true. So is she gonna
Uh,
spend that time?
the problem is a lot can happen in these 10 minutes, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At this point, it might be better to just do it. She's going to just crack the system.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, then we can always reconsider later.
Keep in mind that either one of these options does have the regular time limit. And
Uh,
that time
which
limit
record
being I believe 1d4 plus 1d4 rounds plus your program skill.
fair enough, fair enough. Well, now
Well,
here's the.
that's if you want control over it. Um, I'll make that minutes. I still think the same roll is fair, but I'll make that minutes instead of rounds.
Okay. Um, I mean, now that she had somewhat time to think about it, does before she tries that, in case she has to do something more sophisticated, how would they handle it with the genetic scans, seeing that that's just a stupid handheld thing? Do they have to transmit it to
So
their ship, or?
now that she's had some time to think about it, um, go ahead and roll either no or administer. Both
Yeah, let's go
of
with
an
no.
intelligence.
Dear gods.
um, just a basic foundation. Um, the amount of genetic information, or the amount of information that is in genetic data, and the size of that data slab, they're basically just storing that data. That's it doesn't have the entire database that they're going to match it against, which is why there was no alert when they got Cap's genetic data. Now, once they get that back on ship and get it to somewhere that can compare the data, then all hell's gonna break loose. But, well, presumably. But just like when you were at the Henry Station office, there's it still takes some time even for the system to go through and try and match you against what the system knows.
Okay, but it would basically have to happen on their ship.
Yeah, they could technically transmit it if they wanted to.
I'm surprised since they're looking for criminals that they don't do that.
Okay. In that case, change of plans.
Okay.
Um, at least, how difficult would Colleen think it is, since that thing, the handheld terminal, obviously can send, it can receive. And I know that would probably go up to subvert. She would take those minutes and to really prepare that. Can she basically, in this case, fake input to a sensor system, as in the genetic scan won't hit anything? That
I'll
basically not in this, it will give whatever they put in there when they match against the system, it will just say not found, so
so
it doesn't
she's
get hit.
spending the 10 minutes to prepare this hack?
Yes.
I will spare her the 10 minutes. It takes only a minute and a half to determine that the device has no wireless or transmission or receiving capability. It is hardwire only.
Hardware only. Okay, okay.
And at this point, back on the bridge, everybody has been scanned, and they're starting to. This is the point at which they start moving towards the rec room. So, Colleen, you got a couple more minutes still.
She can't do anything against that. Yeah, in that case, she would just spend the time to kind of get a hold of the traffic to kind of monitor that. That way, at least once they read that data in, they might get a little bit of advanced warning.
Okay. Are you trying to listen in on the common traffic of these soldiers here, or are you going for the ship traffic?
If I can, the ship traffic.
Okay. And is she going to spend some time to prepare that, or is she going to
Yeah,
try
at
and...
this point, yes. At this point, she's going to prepare that. And it's kind of silly to use the comm traffic of the soldiers on the ship because our people are standing next to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the only other option to stop this whole thing is not a Colleen thing.
All right, we're back to Cap and Dude. Sorry, Jeff, you'd be left in the pilot seat there. That's right, I think you fell asleep. Cap and
He
Dude.
should be right back.
Oh, I didn't even hear him. That's fine. That's close enough to being asleep. Especially since you can't hear it. You reach the rec room, and Captain Carey directs the very annoyed and now very gruff doctor to get the genetic ID of everyone here. He does so. As he's scanning your first one, Vander, he kind of curses and then more irritably asks, "What is your full name?" And Vander gives him his full name, Vander. He explains that they don't typically have two names on Rain Lolati. They gave up that custom, as far as he's aware, centuries ago.
Probably because
As
everybody would have the same last name by now.
it would start getting that way. And he accepts that. Finishes with Vander and then turns back to Cap. What's your full name? He is scrolling back in his datapad. You've upset his routine.
She,
Congratulations.
uh, she just kind of looks at him. She's like, "Should be in your database, shouldn't it?"
Ma'am, what is your full... Please state your full first and last name for me.
Maybe we really should have made up new ones, shouldn't we have?
I think
At
she
some point, at
did.
least as like a basic cover.
In all fairness, on Colleen's ID, it says Green Kid.
I'm struggling here.
Okay.
Me as a player, not Cap. Sorry.
Well, if she... Does she hesitate any?
No, she doesn't.
Okay. You guys never actually did talk about full names. You just gave each other names to call each other.
Yeah. She's
Oh.
Cap.
Yeah.
Did they not ask for a name when you got scanned at Henry?
They did.
They did.
Mhm.
I don't remember what I told them. That's what I'm trying to remember.
Oh, I see.
Actually, I have the very bad feeling you might have used porcelain, and then it turns out she was dead, and then we had that fixed.
You might have just
Colleen,
used
on the other
porcelain.
hand, yeah, and Colleen, on the other hand, just because that guy was an asshole, put her in as Green Kid.
No, I don't think Cap gave her name. I think she came up in the scan as Porcelain.
Yes, that's right. That's how they knew that she was dead.
But they didn't immediately go, oh shit, that Porcelain. They just went, oh, your name's Porcelain.
And you're dead.
And you're dead. Yes.
Yeah.
Which she's
Problem is,
still technically dead.
yeah, the problem is that these guys have stated they're looking for the Raza, and we
But
know
they
from
don't
the news
necessarily-
reports. Well, the news reports haven't the news reports said that that's where we got the name Porcelain was off of those news reports, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So
The news report that stated the Raza is responsible for the massacre on Stet, and
Right.
then named the crew, including the Princess of March.
That and all the other stuff that's listed under porcelain.
And didn't it have our fucking pictures?
Mhm.
Wait, okay. Like, out of character timeout. These are the worst fucking cops ever. If they had a report that said, these people are on a ship, here's their names and their fucking pictures, and they walk onto a ship and look at a group of people that literally look exactly like that and haven't
And-
immediately arrested us.
In their defense, as a security guard who has a book of stop orders, and I get
Who are
like
definitely
20 people.
better armed than us.
Yeah,
And I get,
Colleen's
like-
hair is not dyed right now.
20 pictures of people who've been fired each week. It's pretty hard to remember all those damn people.
It is.
I get that. But they're still
Especially if they're all
we are
news.
like
listening
we
for
are
the ship.
like according to they're looking for the ship, which apparently they have no idea what it looks like.
The ship is mythic,
Well,
I think.
One thing I think, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but wasn't that old news?
It was
The-
very old news.
Yeah.
That massacre? So yeah,
Yeah, it was 6 months old.
it's probably not on their
That's true.
may not be
The
off
time
the radar
frame.
right now.
Mm-hmm. You guys have been out of the news, as far as you can tell, for that 6 months.
So yeah, your options are say Porcelain. I know it's an unfortunate name under the circumstances, or come up with something else.
Oh, I want to do the smart ass answer if my crew calls me captain. Which would be really
Cap.
I mean, you
Cap,
could.
short for capsaicin.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, first of all, you've been going as Cat as well, and you could just claim you don't have a last name. Brenda did it.
Yeah. I did say as it called me cat, and cat turned to cap.
Yeah.
It did.
So what's she saying? How's she responding to him?
She says, "Just I'm called cat."
Oh,
Okay.
he pens that in, or taps that in. Looks over at dude. And what's your name?
Dude.
No, it's pronounced UD.
I don't think you want to be named Duty. He is. He is visibly expecting a smartass response.
I can tell.
He is. You can see he's wearing powered armor,
Mhm.
and you can tell he is tense.
He's got the eyebrow twitch. Uh, it's pronounced Gee.
Gee.
Yeah. Guy.
He taps.
This poor man.
And then he scrolls up and just starts tapping something in. I'm not even gonna ask what the other guy's name is.
Actually, here we go. You should really make those recaps. Figured out the mystery. She only went by Portia Lynn after the genetic scan that didn't show anything, but she as that, and that's why we actually had Colleen scanned for everything,
Yes,
and she got the black box and the lion chance because
that's
she
right.
is not in the system or wasn't for
Well,
anything
there
in
was
there. So
some
Colleen was
problem with
legit,
selling kids the line shunts, but I think they sold them to you anyways.
Mhm.
pretty much.
Yeah, that refreshes my memory.
Yep. Yeah, I looked at your recap that you wrote down on there. That was in there.
They are useful. I just haven't had time, and now I'm backlogged. At the end of this session, I'll be backlogged 3, which I can totally do today and tomorrow. So I'm not worried about that.
But you won't.
No, it's so he goes on to the rest of the folks on your ship after tapping something in of his own accord for probably for Clark.
Uh,
um, Sergeant Carey looks over, says, "Did you just?" And then Sergeant Carey stops what he's saying, looks over at Cap. And what is the pilot's name?
Clark.
You all have just one-word names.
Honestly, I never asked him his last name.
I'll speak up. Karate.
You're not there.
Yeah, we're
Oh
down
shit,
in
that's
the.
right. They left the
Yeah.
cockpit.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Damn it.
You could be listening
It's okay.
in. You could even be watching.
And should be watching.
I should be watching. But I don't know if
Really?
they know that I can be watching.
Yeah, I was gonna say those morons
Cap
left him alone
knows.
in the cockpit.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
it should be pretty. It should be something that they would not be surprised by.
Okay, then I'll speak up with the karate bit.
Okay.
And Cap will look at it. She'll be like, "Are you shitting me?" She'll
Jane,
just shake her. She'll just shake her head and just be like, "God, like that. That. Oh my God, who did I hire?"
Sergeant Carey raises an eyebrow at her.
I come from a very long line of.
And he instructs Dr. Dillard to correct whatever it is that he entered for the man's name and put in Clark Karate. Appropriate long drawn out sting music. Alright, he takes the genetic ID of the rest of the crew with no incident. Though he gets a bit of gruff remark from Tom. But it's more along the lines of hurry up than trying to be a dick.
Unlike others.
Not naming any names. Puts his pad away. Can we leave, Sergeant? Sergeant Carey nods. Everything's in order here. Remain in orbit around Rain Lolati while we uh, run your genetics, and we'll let you know when you're free to go.
Do you mind if we go back down to the planet, or do you want us to stay on our ship?
I would prefer if you stay on your ship.
All right.
Given the atmosphere of this encounter, I think removing any delays in the future would be in all of our best interests. Show me to
She
the.
lo- she l- she looks at him and says, "Delays? I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't want you on my ship scaring my crew without me present."
I respect that, and so does Captain Paris.
I will do my best to make sure it doesn't happen in the future, and hopefully you never have to come back here again.
The doctor. Please no.
I do apologize for the attitude of some of my crew. I will be sure to have a word with them after you leave.
Back to Sergeant Carey. Yeah, I know how some of these vessels get. Mind showing us to the airlock?
Not at all. Escort him back.
Okay. Alright. They get on their shuttle. Um, let's go ahead and see how Colleen's doing over there.
Hopefully well.
Alright, well, let's roll it.
Cap will look at Clark and we'll get the boys back up to the bridge.
There we go.
Okay. Um. Oops. Actually, I shouldn't let you do that. For some reason that you would have needed to use line shunts to actually hack in to the encrypted communications on Mona. Um, I'll let you revise that if you want, but otherwise, you can do what you did on Mona, which didn't require any line shunts. Of course, on Mona, it didn't require any hacking either, but um, basically just. Actually, no, this part did require hacking. Just monitoring that channel for uh, references that you can identify. Um, Intercepting and decrypting communications. Hmm. You guys are really close, and you're spending some time on it. And they are broadcast communications. It's not hacking into the ship or doing anything with it. So I'll take that back. I'll allow it. The communications on Mona were wired and secure, which is why you had more difficulty with it. So, alright, you've got a D4 plus 2 minutes, I believe. Program is still at 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and roll us a D4 plus 2. And you can activate that when you're ready. It doesn't have to be right now while they're, spending time traveling back to the ship.
Yeah, it would honestly go into effect once they're there, plus, let's say, 2, 3 minutes to get to their stuff.
Okay. Okay. Colleen's hack is ready to go. She believes it will do what she's looking to do. Cap has just reunited Clark and Dude in the bridge.
Yeah, Colleen will make her way to the bridge as well
Okay.
to let them know just how fucked they're gonna be the second they plug that thing in.
Okay. Colleen is able to intercept them and reach the bridge at about the same time. A couple seconds later. Clark,
Right?
Dude and Cap, you reach the bridge.
She will look at the
Colleen, you
two
reach
of
the
them
bridge. Sorry, couldn't resist. Go ahead, Emma.
she will look at Clark and Dude and say, I swear to God, if you two ever do that to me again, I will space both of you.
Captain, that's not gonna matter. The reason nothing has happened yet, they need to plug that thing in. The second they plug into the database, they'll have the match.
Then we need to get ready to get the hell out of here.
They are faster than us.
They have no way of knowing where we'll go.
They are faster than us.
Are you talking in system or the?
Both. That and I mean, might correct me if I'm wrong, but you can only do the jump from the edges of the system, right?
Correct, unless you have a modification that allows you to do it from anywhere. And
So we're all as good as dead.
oh, hang on. Let me
Not if we dodge things.
offer some insight here. Their drive is higher rating, but that doesn't necessarily mean that their ship is faster. Your ship has some pretty awesome modifications to it as well. Those vectored thrust nacelles add a lot of speed and maneuverability. So, they've got a faster drive. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are faster than you, or not faster drive, but they've got a more powerful drive. Does not necessarily mean they're faster than you.
And what if, like the Union, it comes up with nothing?
Well, I'm in the communications channel. The second they get there, just a couple of minutes, we'll find out if they set the screen for things. Also, if they start shooting, we'll know for sure. At
All right,
worst,
Clark, get ready to take evasive maneuvers and get us out of here. If it becomes necessary.
it looks like they only have torpedoes, so if we fly circles enough, they run out of ammo.
Yeah, that's not actually that great of a plan. How close are we to the edge of the system here?
Um, you are in the space around Rain the Lottie, and by the abstract system here, it takes 48 hours to go from one region of space, which is the space around Rain and Lottie, to another region of space, which could be Henry Station or the edge of the system.
Oh, that's
That
a lot of time. So this isn't simply a breakneck sprint to the edge and then warp.
No, not really. That base travel time is divided by the ship's spike drive rating, which for you guys is 2 because you've got Clark as your pilot.
I think that only counts for jumps, but I have to look at it.
Okay, go ahead and look at that for me. Bold navigators can trim the course to increase their effective spike drive rating by 1 by making a successful pilot check at difficulty 9, which I think is also not covered by your focus.
No, just spike jumps. I get for free if they're under 10.
Yeah.
Although I do get to, since I took 2, I do get an extra bonus to make things easier if it is over 10. Where the hell are foci again?
No, you're right. It's double your pilot skill for all spike drill related skill checks. but spike drives of ships you navigate. No, spike drives of ships you navigate are treated as one level higher. Period.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'm confusing what's what then. Okay.
Right. Yeah. No. It's two separate things. You double your pilot skill for drills,
Oh. Okay.
but spike drive rating is considered one higher for, uh, well, for all purposes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And only half the
And then
time they would otherwise require.
yes, for a
A spike drill.
yes.
Mm-hmm. So what is the plan of action at this moment?
If they look like they're gonna fire on us, we're gonna GTFO.
I'm trying to think if there's anything dude could do down in engineering to even buy us a little time.
Not really. In fact, anything that you could do, you can also do from the bridge. But of course, if there's a crisis that requires, not that anybody's gonna shooting at you, um, but if there is a crisis that damages anything or that requires personal attention, then you, being in the right area can certainly help. Of course, ship
Right.
combat rounds are 15 minutes long.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the explosive drones rigged up are rigged up with shaped charges, if I recall correctly. So couldn't really blow it up as like a in-space flashbang.
Yeah, no, not really.
But you could attach it to a shuttle, which would blow up the shuttle inside a big ship.
They're just going to blow us up. They're
We've only got the 2 shuttles.
No, there's a shuttle moving away from us. It's gonna knock with the mothership.
I feel like that would exacerbate things way more than anything else. I'm not sure how much they'd buy the shit, man. I don't know why they blew up. What a crazy random happenstance.
Oh no, not to blow 'em up for that. That's also not to mention that's completely out of character. Colleen doesn't think these things.
Right.
But imagine for a second they go, "You're under arrest," and then suddenly the shuttle blows up inside their bay. That sort of thing.
Yeah, that could be a hell of a distraction.
It's less of, "Oh, your shuttle blew up. What a coincidence." It's more like, "Well, we're fucked anyway. It's boom," and then we punch it.
Yeah. I gotta figure the drone might show up on scans because we'd have to fly it to their shuttle. And also, not really something that occurs to dude.
What? He's good with explosive. He should be thinking of explosives.
Yes, but he's not necessarily good with homicide.
Not according to those readings they're going to bring up.
Which he has
but
no.
you're assuming that they're gonna bring up.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're going to find out. That's why Colleen said, "Hey, I can break the comm channel just to find out if something is happening. And
Your
if they
window
fire,
of
we'll know for sure."
opportunity for attaching that explosive with the drone is rapidly closing.
We are not. Yeah, no, let's
Okay.
not. Let's not do that. We're not gonna do that.
I don't think dude wouldn't necessarily agree to do that anyway.
Okay.
And basically, we're gonna get ready to run.
Yep.
Yep,
I feel
Betty's
like
at the
there's
station, just
information.
kind of waiting for them to get there, and then counts down to kind of get an idea of when they might have plugged it in, and then punches it.
Okay.
I feel like there's information we're missing. Like, this can't
Well, there's
possibly
a
be the
lot of
first time.
information.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this can't possibly be the first time this crew has been stopped by these shitheads. And I doubt they just went around blowing up every ship they ran across. There's got to be something in the system that says, "Hey, we're cool," or I don't know.
I don't think there is.
All right. Colleen, you execute your hack, and you've got access to a whole plethora of encrypted channels that you've got to sort through. Fortunately, you spent some time to actually get the right one, the right selection of them, and you're hearing some in-ship communication, and right near the end of your hack window. Of course, Colleen doesn't know how long it'll last, but 4 minutes have gone by. She's just hearing the regular communication, and then she hears a distinct change in tone of voice, followed by with all hands to battle stations.
Well, shit.
They're preparing. Yeah, she goes. They're preparing to fire, and brings up basically the whole ECM suite.
Okay.
Sounds like I'm gonna punch it.
And it sounds like we're going to go ahead and leave it hanging there. Emma has to leave early.